Welcome to Esoteric Recaps. The film begins in Seoul, South Korea. A young girl and her mother are walking through a park, searching for the girl's lost doll. When she finds it, a sudden bolt of lightning cracks through the sky. Out of nowhere, a massive monster materializes and begins stomping through the city. The little girl lets out a terrified scream. New York City, 25 years later. Gloria stumbles home at dawn, nursing a brutal hangover. She tries to explain herself to her boyfriend, Tim, but he's had enough. Tired of her drinking, unemployment, and erratic lifestyle, he tells her he's packed her things. He wants her out. As Gloria sits in shock, Tim walks out. Moments later, some of her friends arrive, ready to party. With nowhere else to go, Gloria returns to her hometown, moving into her parents' old house. While hauling an inflatable mattress home, she runs into her childhood friend, Oscar. They catch up and he invites her to his bar, which he inherited from his father. There she meets Oscar's friends, Garth and Joel, the latter of whom she finds attractive. They drink in a familiar corner of the bar, its walls still painted with horses. At one point, Joel leans in for a kiss, but Gloria pulls away as Oscar angrily reprimands him. Drunk, Gloria lugs her mattress home, crossing the park on her way. The next morning, a call from her sister jolts Gloria awake. She groggily checks the news and is horrified to see footage of a monster attack in Seoul. Shocked, she calls Tim, but he refuses to talk, knowing she's been drinking. Meanwhile, Oscar offers Gloria a job at the bar and even gifts her a big TV for her house. She falls into a routine, drinking, hanging out, and once again stumbling home through the park at night. The next morning, another attack. The monster has reappeared in Seoul. As Gloria watches in horror, Oscar arrives. He tries to comfort her, but something catches her attention on the screen. The monster scratches its head in the same way she does. Watching the footage closely, she notices the creature carrying something on its back, just as she had the night before. Determined to understand, Gloria returns to the park at the exact time the attacks begin. She raises one arm. On screen, the monster does the same. She raises both arms. It follows. That night, she brings Oscar, Garth, and Joel to the park the time of the attacks. They pull up a live stream of the creature as it materializes. To test her theory, Gloria starts dancing. To their shock, the monster mimics her movements. Joel assumes it's a prank until they see helicopters firing missiles at the creature. When the monster recoils in pain, so does Gloria. She throws a mock punch, and on screen, the monster strikes a helicopter, causing it to crash. Then, still drunk, she stumbles and falls. The news reports catastrophic destruction, with hundreds dead. Racked with guilt, Gloria spirals. The next morning, Oscar arrives with a newspaper. Seoul was attacked again, but this time, the monster was joined by a giant robot. Oscar suspects the robot is him. Gloria, desperate to make amends, gets help translating a message into Korean. At the park, she has the monster etch into the ground. "I'm sorry, it was a mistake. It won't happen again." The public's perception of the creature shifts. It's no longer seen as a threat. That night, Gloria and Joel sleep together. Gloria starts drinking less, but Oscar becomes more aggressive. One night at the bar, he pressures her to have a beer. When she refuses, he threatens to go to the park. Reluctantly, she takes the beer, then pours it out in front of him. Furious, Oscar calls out Garth for doing cocaine in the bathroom before storming out. The next morning, Joel arrives with furniture, Oscar's way of making amends. Later, Tim contacts Gloria asking to meet. At a hotel, they argue. He criticizes her for working at a bar, despite having dumped her for losing her last job. They end up at Oscar's bar, where he is already drunk and antagonizing customers. He pulls out a massive firework he's been saving for years, lights it, and chaos ensues as fireworks explode in all directions. A flashback reveals Gloria and Oscar as children, walking to school with class projects in hand. A gust of wind snatches Gloria's model, sending it tumbling away. Oscar finds it, but instead of returning it, he smashes it underfoot. A sudden lightning strike hits them both. Their school bags spill open, revealing toys that resemble the monster and the robot. Back in the present, Gloria returns home to find Oscar inside. He still has keys from years ago. She confronts him, realizing his cruelty stems from deep self-hatred. They argue violently, destroying furniture until Oscar runs out. Gloria chases him to the park where he steps in, summoning the robot over Seoul. He threatens to continue his rampage if she leaves him. As he stomps, screams from Seoul echo as the robot crushes the city. Gloria, lying on the ground, is helpless. Then, an idea. She boards a flight to Seoul as the city evacuates. Tim calls asking if she's coming back. She coldly says no and hangs up. Meanwhile, Oscar, drunk, stumbles into the park, summoning the robot once more. But this time, Gloria is waiting in Seoul. She walks toward the monster. At the park, Oscar hears booming footsteps. He looks up. The monster towers over him. Terrified, he runs. The robot mirrors him, fleeing across the ocean. Gloria presses forward, reaching out. Her monster form lifts Oscar into the air. He thrashes, screaming for her to put him down. Desperate, he hurls insults, calling her a fucking bitch. Unfazed, Gloria hurls him into the distance. The people of Seoul erupt in cheers as the robot vanishes. As the dust settles, Gloria walks away. On TV, Joel sees her in the background of a live news broadcast. She enters a small restaurant, eyes brimming with emotion. The woman behind the counter asks if she wants something to eat. Gloria nods. Then the woman asks, "Would you like a drink?" Gloria exhales deeply. Like and subscribe for more notifications. Thanks for watching.